Okay, so yeah, you know how to boost hop, right?
Yeah.
So you boost with CC, and then you just press C one more time. Notice, look at the boost gauge when I'm doing it. It's like basically nothing, right? Yeah, so that's one way to save a life. Yeah, you can Gatling.
Are you tapping it or are you doing the direction input?
Both. So if you let go of...
So you're doing like left, you're doing like 4-4 and then C?
No, I'm holding down 4 and hitting C.
You're holding down 4 and just hitting C?
Yeah.
So
So
you're double
basically...
tapping C and then tapping C again?
double tapping C, and then yeah, so there's 3 C presses. Notice that if I keep it held down, I do a short hop, whereas if I let go, I do a big hop. You see that?
Yeah.
And then it saves boost, so the big hops are good. Like, as a suit of this cost, you're 2k, so generally you're playing back. You're just doing these things that might be considered, you know, telegraphed, but it's the save boost. So the way that attacks work in this game, there's Gatling, right? Your main can go into sub, so main is A, right?
Yeah, main is A. Shoot.
You know the layout.
Yeah.
Sub
shoot,
A plus
melee, and then you have like sub shoot and sub melee.
Yeah. So you can Zunda like this, which is just boost dashing while shooting. It's the fastest way to, you know, get your ammo out of your BR. But notice if I do a Gatling, I'm actually not boost dashing, so I'm saving boost in that sense, right?
Wait, so when you do the triple shot, you just shoot dash.
Oh yeah, that's the Zunda, yeah, this is Zunda, yeah.
So are you canceling with C or are you just hitting the direction? Or both?
Oh, I'm hitting C, yeah. It depends, like, you don't have to hit a direction, but that'll just keep you going forward. So if you want to make sure you're going right, then obviously want to hold down right. You can alternate if you really want. Make sense?
Yeah, okay.
So is AC, it's like another suit in this game, which is IJ. You know Infinite Justice?
I know the suit, I don't know what it does in this game.
Yeah, basically when this is out, your mobility is decreased.
Oh.
Yeah. But the trade-off is, you know, the ammo comes back super fast, right? And you can Gatling A, AC. So sometimes you think about like, oh, why would I use, you know, X armament over Y armament? And it's just about your ammo conservation.
I see.
Some things, like the BR, notice how it's just reloading all the time, right?
Yeah.
There's some moves in this game which will only reload when you deplete the whole thing. So I don't think this suit has one, but that is something to keep in mind. I think there's another concept I can introduce you to. Do you see that free fall that I just did?
What was that? That was like, you look like you just canceled BR into...
Yeah, that was actually a reverse Gatling. So not many suits have it, but this one, notice how I told you could do main into sub, right?
Yeah, but this
so
one
you can't do sub into main.
Yeah.
That does not work, right? I'm in full recovery because I'm mashing something that doesn't Gatling. However, special, yeah, special shooting, that's what AC is. By the way, special melee is BC.
Yeah. This one is like a boost dash. I tried it out.
Yeah, so the free fall is really good to control your momentum. It's like sometimes, you know, you just want to get to the ground fast like that. And that's basically like a huge portion of this game, is just the boost management. Sometimes I might be doing something like, you know, I'm shooting up here and I overheat, I want to get down really fast.
I don't know, I see a lot of people just straight outmaneuvering your neutral. I'm like, fuck this hard.
Yeah, if you overheat, you can't really do much except, you know, melee, but you can't cancel it, so you're like screwed, right? Because the way melee works is you want to cancel the recovery. Generally, you cancel it with stepping, which is a rainbow step, and boost dash, which you already know what boost. So a step is 6-6 or 4-4, 2-2, 8-8. By the way, if you have escape burst activated, you can actually diagonal step. You can do 1-1, 3-2. This is how you cut tracking. So normally, yeah, the moves will always.
Yeah, I see a lot of like. I feel like I run into a lot of these. I'm just like, oh shit.
But it's also how you cancel your melees to do melee combos. See that?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. A lot of it is true for some other derivations. So your BC is this.
Yeah.
This is an armored dash. I think it only accepts projectiles, but it has 2 follow-ups that I know of. It might have more, but one is BC into B, the sun, And then there's also this one, my personal favorite, 8B.
8B?
Yeah.
4B.
Yeah, 8B is forward. Right. So, yeah, it's a really good way to approach people.
Usually,
I recommend doing
for the stun
this.
straight. If I can get the hit, I've been going for the stun.
Yeah, you can do like that's probably the easiest and safest one we can do off this stun. Because you know how the down system works?
Not exactly. Like when you're down, like you're. Well, I feel like some people have like hits where like they like say you're flying and you're just like spinning into OP and like.
Yeah, those are untechable. So this red lock, you know, and you have green lock. Green lock is where your things will not track. Red lock is where they will, and then look at this. See that extra 4 dots?
Yeah.
That means your melee will work.
Okay.
So it will track. So melees have down values. Notice how I hit them 3 times, a yellow, which is basically your combo's completely prorated, it's over.
Combos are...
Yeah. I just think about it like that way, they're technical. Except that, you know, there's the downtime. I don't know if you play custom Robo, but it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
So doing melees in a single string, so there's strings and then, which are basically like
I think like
derivations, like 6BB, BBB.
Yeah.
Notice how it didn't completely down him, but if I did something like this, 6B, 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 since they're all separate, beginnings of strings, they have higher down value. So the rule of thumb, if you do a single string, usually it won't completely down them.
Yeah. But
unless it's like a long one.
Yeah. What if you do just like I do like cut follow-up, so I think it's like you do special melee into stun into he does like I think it's a 2B. It does like a grab, yeah. I've been doing this.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good one. Generally, when you do things that are long and cinematic, they're not cut resistant, right? Because obviously the other opponent's not just gonna let you do whatever the fuck you want, which is, I mean, in
I guess
in certain skill levels and certain team compositions, creating 2 1v1s is advantageous, right? But this is why I mentioned the 6B, step 6B, step 6B. It's very cut resistant. Every time you rainbow step, you're cutting track.
Yeah, and then that makes it so that if their second partner is trying to save them, I'll still dodge, or I'll avoid their tracking.
So when people talk about safe combos, they're usually referring to something like that.
Things to avoid the second player's tracking.
Right. Yes, I can talk about why S-Burst is good. So in this game, when you boost, you can overheat, but then when you burst, you get some boost back. You also refill your armaments. And this is what's important. Look how I can step my sub. This is a shooting burst exclusive. There's another thing you can do. Do you see that?
Yeah. That was reverse speed from sub into main.
Yeah, so you can reverse beat your guns, and you can also rapid your main, I believe. There might be more, but those are the ones that I'm aware of. Oh, so he does have a side one. That's really sick, yeah. Like, I don't know any fucking combos. Oh yeah, and then he has the CSA and CSP. This is good for single down, and it's good for conserving ammo. Although this suit doesn't really have ammo problems. What's up?
The CS is charge shot?
Yeah, charge shot. CSA. Generally with
charge shots.
Yeah. So generally with the Vernier, Vernier is when you stall in the air. So usually with the Vernier style moves, I like to step them before I do them, just to cut tracking in case, like that.
Whoa.
Makes sense? Yeah. Because if you Vernier like this, back turn shot is really bad. Look how much boost you use. Sorry. And you're also fucking stuck in the air. Whereas if you don't, so I can hold jump and correct my facing. Once I correct my facing, I can just shoot. So it really, this game is, there's a shit ton of mechanics, and it's just making the muscle memory is your priority.
I mean, the biggest thing is getting the landing for the recovery of the boost.
Yeah, I just advise people to try to stay above, like yellow and above. Never to get to red boost like that. Yeah, with the lower cost suits have less mobility. Fuck, I don't know any combos though. If it was Barbados, I could teach some combos. Oh yeah, his CSV is really overpowered. Have you seen this? You only get one per life.
He just explodes the fucking armor.
It homes the backpack on him and shoots it. It's what happens in the episode when he fights the idol girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that move is extremely overpowered. And I would recommend trying to do it when they're not looking at you. You have a pretty good chance of it working.
What is it? It's just charge
Charge shot B.
Oh.
So you have A and B that can be charged.
Okay. How the fuck do you... Oh, I guess it landed.